My cop brother abused his power because he knew he could get away with it, so I showed him what being on the receiving end feels like. My older brother has always been obsessed with having authority and making people submit to him. Whether it was bullying kids 3 to 4 years younger than him or scaring animals just because he could, he craved the feeling of power. I remember when we were kids, he'd corner neighborhood cats just to watch them hiss and arch their backs in fear. He'd stand there, blocking their escape route, this satisfied smirk spreading across his face as they cowered. Our parents always brushed it off as boys being boys, but I knew better. There was something darker in Gary's eyes when he exerted control over something weaker than himself. So it's no surprise that when Gary became a cop, he was anything but fair. He's taken down a kid's lemonade stand because the kid didn't have a selling license. Didn't matter that the kid was raising money for his dog's cancer surgery. The boy couldn't have been more than 8 years old, tears streaming down his face as Gary dumped out his pitcher of lemonade onto the sidewalk. He's arrested a 90-year-old lady for crossing the road too slowly. The light was green when she started walking. It only turned red when she had almost crossed. I heard about it from a witness who said Gary actually grabbed her arm hard enough to leave bruises, dragging her back to the curb before cuffing her. He's pulled fathers over with their kids in the car and made up laws on which to cite them, just so the dads could beg him to let them go, all so he could feel powerful and humiliate a dad in front of his child. The worst part about it was how nothing could be done. Not only was he a cop, but the head of his department was Hughes. They had been good friends since high school, meaning if anyone ever had a complaint about Gary, it went to Hughes, who tossed it out. The two of them were thick as thieves, always had been. Hughes was just as corrupt, but smarter about hiding it. He kept his hands clean while Gary did the dirty work, and in return, Hughes made sure Gary never faced consequences. I thought nothing could be done to Gary until 3 months ago when he showed up at our house Friday night. It was around 8 p.m., and Maddie and I were just settling in to watch a movie. When I heard his knock, that distinctive 3 heavy raps he always did, my stomach sank. I didn't really want to hang with him, but he said he missed his younger bro and had life updates. Maddie shot me a look that said she didn't want him there either, but family was family. I let him in. While at my house, we started drinking. Gary always drank too much, another way to show he was in control, that he could handle more than anyone else. We went through the 6-pack I had in the fridge pretty quickly. When we ran out, I decided to go out to my car and grab the 2 remaining beers in the cooler from last weekend's fishing trip. I remember Maddie giving me this uneasy look as I headed for the door, but I figured she just didn't like being alone with Gary. I should have listened to that instinct, and that's when it happened. I came back inside the house not even 2 minutes later and heard my wife Maddie saying "stop" in this scared voice. It wasn't loud, more like a desperate whisper, but something about the tone made every hair on my body stand up. My blood froze. I rushed to the kitchen where her voice was coming from, and that's when I saw it. Gary was drunkenly pinning her against the counter. His hand was traveling up her shirt. She was trying to push him away, but he was overpowering her and had his head placed against her neck. The kitchen light cast harsh shadows, and I could see the fear in Maddie's eyes as she struggled against him. I remember seeing red. I dropped the cooler and just tackled him. The beers crashed to the floor, glass shattering everywhere. I knocked him hard across the face. He fell down, and I proceeded to get on top of him. Unfortunately for me, he's a cop. He has physical training. He's also a lot bigger than me, 6'2" to my 5'9", and probably 50 pounds heavier. So as hard as I tried to restrain him, it didn't work. He pulled me down too, before getting up to his knees and pressing them into my head. My nose hit the tiles pretty hard and started bleeding. The metallic taste filled my mouth